Good morning, Rich. I'm going to start you with this one.
Yes.
I want you to come up with a question that you would ask Bill Belichick where you think you would actually get a reasonable response.
Okay, what am I going to ask him? A reasonable response. Okay, on what? Can you at least give me that? Just any omnibus question? Is that what you're saying?
How about okay, let me play one and then tell me if you would ask it in a different way. Here's Bill Belichick. And it's Mike Reese of the Mothership asking about
the first quarter scores.
Yes,
this is great. This is great.
All right, here we go.
Bill, in the Super Bowls in the past, you guys haven't scored in the first quarter.
That's right, yeah.
Sorry to remind you.
Yeah.
But how?
Yeah, all the negative stuff in the Super Bowls we need to be aware of too.
How much do you look at that history and this week and say, you know?
We try to score in every game. I know it's very hard to understand. Like we try to go out and score and keep the other team from scoring. That's our goal.
Oh boy!
All right.
You know, that reminds me of how I ski. You know, okay, I go up the mountain. I'm thinking I got it. I got this. I've got it. I'm going to get off the chair. And I'm going to get down there, and then all of a sudden, my tip catches something. Oh, I've lost my balance. Hold on. Oh, no. You know.
All right.
Now I'm struggling to get up. I use the pole. Oh, God, I'm on my behind again.
It started out okay.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
But that's a very obtuse angle, right?
Yes.
But we're all of us, it's like, again, Dan, this is the 15th Super Bowl I'm covering for the NFL Network. New England's been in 8 of them. Yeah. I mean, so if you're constantly covering the Patriots or the Patriots in the Super Bowl, you're fresh out. We're fresh out. We're fresh out.
How would you ask that question, though, of they haven't scored a touchdown in the first quarter of any of their Super Bowls?
But you can't do that. You got to. So what are you looking for? Like, what answer are you looking for? Like, yeah, you know, we're going to go to the film, and I did notice back in the Super Bowl that we had against Houston, against Carolina and Houston, that we were inside the 20. Like, you can't. That's not the way you go. You need to go macro with him. You know, Bill. What are your memories of your first Super Bowl with the Giants? You're making your now 17th. What was your memory, and how has the game changed? The Super Bowl changed since your last time.
Yeah, but you got this great stat, and you're see that's the problem is the reporter locks in on a great stat, which doesn't make it a great question unless you say, looking back on all of your Super Bowls.
Yeah,
you know what
you got to get them to wax rhapsodic if you can. I mean, ask them about Bavaro, right, or LT. Get them going that way if you can. But that's just you trying to help your fellow reporters who are trying to, I guess, fill out a column that or a story that they're trying to figure out. But you're asking a guy a stat question, and he's famous for going up there and saying stats are for losers, scoreboards for winners.
But what about the Gronkowski topic? Here's a reporter asking about the status of Rob Gronkowski.
Can you give us an update on Rob Gronkowski? Has he finished his concussion protocol? Do you expect him to play?
Oh, boy.
Okay, we'll be compliant with the NFL injury report, and when that's required, we'll put it on there.
When is that process completed, finished?
Oh, no.
When's the process finished?
The concussion report,
whatever his situation is, whatever his status is, we'll put it on the injury report. We'll make sure you're the first one to get it.
I'm sure you will. Do you expect him to play?
Not a problem.
Do you expect him to play?
We'll put it right on the injury report, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Just like everybody else does. Well, make sure you're first on the list, too, Stacey. I won't hold anything back here. Get that out there right away.
I know. You don't.
Can you tap out early? Like, that's a tap out early.
Where's the ref to stop the fight? We needed Mills Lane to get in there and just wave off the rest of the questioning. Yeah, I mean, because you first of all, you cannot ask Bill a question about injuries. It's just, I mean, Tom Brady said, "We'll see," with a cut on his hand. I mean, please, you're asking one of the greatest competitors in the history of the sport. Are you going to play? He's got gloves on it, both hands, like he's Inspector Gadget inside. You know, I mean, please. Obviously that they were throwing you off the scent. Otherwise, they would have signed a third quarterback right away if it was serious. So, anyway, if you're asking that question, it devolved into asking him about actual paperwork. How do you put the paperwork in, Coach? I mean, walk me through the process. Is there a piece of paper that you write on, and then you stamp it, and then you fax it in? Do you fax it in, Coach?
We have an idea, though, for Super Bowl week. And we think that every reporter should just ask a question in a Belichickian tone. So you just mumble it to him. Bill, can you talk about Tom Brady's greatness?
Moving on to my yes or no question. Let me move on to a question that you're not going to answer. Here's the question that we here at my show and also Game Day Morning, we're kind of lockstep here. If we had to ask Belichick the one question you know he won't answer and would actually blanch at, the question would be, Coach, if you win your 6th championship, so you're already talking about something that he doesn't want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, you got no shot there.
If you win your 6th championship, do you think the Lombardi Trophy should be renamed the Belichick Trophy? Just leave it out there.
You think that's the one question he's not answering?
Oh, that's the one. I mean, outside of the usual procedural question, game question, injury question that you know he's not going to answer. But look, Coach, you are you're being called the modern day Lombardi.
Yeah.
If you win a 6th,
you got no shot.
Yeah, you'll break the tie with Papa Bear Hallis that you're currently in. You know, Lombardi won 2 Super Bowls and I believe 5 NFL championships. Do you think we should rename the trophy the Belichick Trophy? And see how that goes.
We also wanted to throw the BS flag here. Here's Fletcher Cox of the Eagles talking about his great Super Bowl memories.
From years of watching the Super Bowl as a fan, is there any memory that kind of sticks out to you?
Nah, man, you know, I really don't watch football, so y'all know that. No. I don't watch sports, you know that.
Have you watched any of the Super Bowls?
No, you know, I don't watch sports. I tell y'all that all the time.
Not even the Super Bowl, then?
We don't really believe you, though. You don't watch the Super Bowl?
All right, that's it.
You believe that?
No. After further review, I do believe I saw on Twitter today that he was caught tweeting about the Malcolm Butler interception. So that is BS. There are receipts, Dan. There are receipts that show that. I mean, come on. Everybody watches big football games that they're not in. Did anybody follow up by asking what he's watching? The Crown on Netflix? I mean, what is Fletcher Cox watching? What's he streaming?
Yeah, I don't know what's he binging there. Did you see where Vince McMahon is going to start a new football league?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what it is. Is it just a reboot of the XFL? When would it be? Who would it be? How much is he paying? I mean, all of that. As you know, the XFL was one and done for good reason. So we'll see. What is that, later on today, right?
But what's the loophole? Where's that gray area or that soft landing where if you did it, where is it going to be? In the spring?
Great question. No idea. It has to be. It can't be up against the NFL. And let's not forget also how college football has truly kicked into a much higher gear than I think when the NFL Network started in 2003. College football wasn't nearly as prevalent and as possible now. And to me, that's part of the reason why the ratings for some NFL games, certainly on Monday night, certainly on Thursday night, are leveling off, if not falling off, because college football has 5 windows on a Saturday, and if you're watching any of them, perhaps you won't have time, in your family life to watch a Sunday game or a Monday game. So Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays are kind of already taken. Thursdays in the fall. So when would you do it? Up against the NBA playoffs?
Yeah.
Stanley Cup? I guess. And I don't know where. I mean, what facilities would you be able to fill up? It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, he's got the money. There's no doubt about that.
All right. I'll see you next week.
Yes. Yes, we're next door neighbors next week.
Yeah, it'll be
in
fun.
Minneapolis.
Yes,
I'm very much looking forward to that, Dan. So. By the way, kudos to the production value of this interview, Dan. I mean, that was 3 sound bites that you had ready, queued up, dropped in. Was there a rundown for this that I didn't get the rundown for this interview?
We did. We actually had a pre-show meeting in Seton.
Did you really?
Yeah, we had a pre-show meeting in Seton.
Are you going to have a post-show meeting to see how it all went?
Yes, we'll have a post-show.
By the way, I hated those at ESPN. I absolutely hated those.
But you'd get done at like 2 a.m. and you'd have a post-show meeting.
Please.
They'd gather everybody in the conference room, and they would go over the show. The whole show.
The one time I did RPM Tonight, filling in for Kenny Mayne, there was a post-show meeting for RPM Tonight, and I'm like, what? I don't plan on doing this show again, so whatever didn't work kind of is done.
Oh, it'd be 2:30 in the morning, and you're crawling out of Bristol, Connecticut, and you're going, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'll see you over the weekend.
See you soon.
All right, bud. That's Rich Eisen from the NFL Network. Rich Eisen Show coming up top of the hour.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.